Best team in the world right now. I don't think anybody can argue with that. I think Arsenal are absolutely fantastic. The quality across the pitch, the adaptability of the team, the things that you need to be successful. We've got all the ingredients. We're going to be talking about the game, what I really enjoyed, what this means going into the future games. I mean, nobody can talk about us right now in a negative light. I think every single rival fan, every single sort of critic of Arsenal has been silenced. We're showing that we're a top team. But before I begin, smash the like, smash the subscribe. We've just beaten Bayern Munich by 3-1. Nearly said 2-0. But yeah, I think where we need to start, I think, is with that first half. And we've got to be totally honest. Two top teams going up against each other, two juggernauts with players able to influence the game in various different ways. You had Bayern Munich with Joshua Kimmich, who I've been very vocal about on my Twitter, about how good he is, because every single time he'd receive the ball deep, the way he would spray balls across the pitch, the way that he would be so successful and strong in those duels as well. He's a player that is certainly of the top level, and sometimes you've got to give it to a player when they give a moment of magic. And I think that goal for Bayern Munich comes from a ball from Joshua Kimmich acting as a quarterback over the top, Miles Lewis-Skelly potentially getting caught under the ball. But I think ultimately you have to give sort of praise to the player that created it in Joshua Kimmich. It was a brilliantly timed ball and a really, really good finish by Leonard Carl, who's also a very good talent from Bayern. I think Gnabry was picking up some nice positions, but you know, as much as I can praise Bayern Munich, Arsenal matched it. You know, physically, we were there. The goal we scored from the corner. We know all about our threat from corners and set pieces. Zubimendi, I feel, had a really good impact on the game. I think he was able to show that he can compete up against a Kimmich, a player of the same make, metronome, controller, receiving deep, spraying passes, finding the right timing of those passes. Zubimendi is more than capable of it. I think I was very impressed with his performance. Aerially as well, when he was asked to win those duels, we've seen he's very successful. Ground duels as well. A couple of times he was a bit caught in there, but I think it was such a strong performance from him. Then you're looking across the pitch in there. I mean, Declan Rice was absolutely phenomenal. A player who I talk about, again, a lot on my Twitter. You know, I talk about him being one of the best talents in terms of a defensive midfielder. And can you really call him that? He's a total footballer in the sort of words of Mikel Arteta. Somebody that can sweep up, somebody that can defend big spaces, somebody that can drive with the ball, somebody that can create like Beckham from set piece scenarios, somebody who can box crash, somebody who can carry. There's so many different sort of things to Declan Rice that you just have to sit there and appreciate it. That whole second half, I was just with a smile on my face watching Declan Rice own that middle of the pitch. He is, for me, the best midfielder in the world right now. I don't care who you put in terms of historically. I've said Thiago Alcantara is nowhere near the level of Declan Rice. If you follow me on Twitter again, you will see me banging on about that, because I'm trying to show you that Declan Rice is ahead of these aesthetically pleasing footballers. And I mean, Thiago was a phenomenal footballer in his own right, but the way Declan Rice can dictate the game, grab a game by the scruff of its neck and go with it is phenomenal. On the ball, line breaking passes, switches. Ask him to do anything and he will deliver. I think today we saw that he can be a genuine Ballon d'Or candidate. You say if Arsenal win every single trophy this season, I think Declan Rice, if of course Saka doesn't pick up his goals and assist tally, can be that guy. And we know with the World Cup as well, with England, Declan Rice will be key to them as well. I think there's a real opportunity for Declan Rice to win a Ballon d'Or. He's got that talent to do so. And the way everyone was talking about Bayern Munich as a phenomenal team as they are, I think we showed that we are just another gear, another level. You know, you can tell there's still a gulf between us and other teams. I think there was other really strong performances. You see Mosquera, aggressive. It was almost like a game of chess. You were seeing Trossard picking it up in the right wing when he was on the pitch, Saka at centre forward, Marino dropping in the pivot to receive. We had different ways to combat Bayern Munich, different ways to progress the ball, different ways to create a scenario in the attacking third. And, you know, I think the defence had to be switched on. Follow your man to man all over the pitch at times, follow your sort of player. It can get really difficult and hard to concentrate, but you can tell Mikel Arteta has drilled these players in to be adaptable, to be very good in certain scenarios, and I was very, very impressed. I think David Raya, there's been a lot of talk about him in terms of on the ball consistently. Would I say he was at his absolute best against certain other opponents? No, but I think today he's showing everybody what he's all about. Some of those passes between the lines, between the middle of the pitch, you know, into the feet of the attacker was scrumptious. Progressing the ball from your keeper the way we could into the feet of our attackers is certainly one way of going forward. I think the way David Raya took authority on the ball was nice to see. I mean, Manuel Neuer was on the other side of the pitch, and I think Raya showed him levels on the ball. And that should show you every single thing that is good about David Raya. In that sense, William Saliba up against Harry Kane, only a couple of instances where he looked like Kane could get away, but even there, didn't do much. Honestly, I think William Saliba is phenomenal. He's really taken to this role of leader in that defense with Gabriel out. We're seeing his quality. We're seeing why, for me, he's the best defender in the world right now. I think that has to be the case. We're seeing Liverpool shipping 4 to PSV, Van Dijk declining. I can't name anyone else on the same level as William Saliba right now. And games like this just cement that, genuinely just cement it. And I'm so happy for him. Jurien Timber, another player, really strong aerially, 1v1 in the duels, phenomenal for him. And I want to talk a little bit about Miles Lewis-Skelly, because we could talk about all the positives in the way the team did. There's been a lot of talk about Miles Lewis-Skelly, him not having the best game, and obviously 1v1, he did get caught a bit in terms of the goal that Bayern scored. Defensively against Elise as well, I think Elise had his number. Leonard Carl as well was causing problems, but this is a huge mentality monster. Somebody that will bounce back, somebody who I think and see his long-term future in the middle of the park. So for me, these games just increasingly show that Miles Lewis-Skelly is going to be more influential in the middle of the park. It will happen. He's only 19 years of age. Keep calm, allow him to develop. The team won, and it goes to show the quality of our squad. Someone like Miles Lewis-Skelly can have an off day. You can bring in somebody like Ricardo Calafiori off the bench and impact. Impactors off the bench. Madueke impacting off the bench. You're looking at players like Martinelli impacting off the bench. Martin Odegaard came on for Eze, impacting off the bench with his pressing and his harassing style. So I think today was almost a message to the world, not just that Arsenal are here and we can beat these opponents, but in terms of squad depth, the cavalry is here. The guys are here. They're ready. They're hungry. They want to be involved. They want to score. They want to make a difference. And it's just really, really positive to see. It genuinely is. And somebody like Madueke has been talk. Estefao, Chelsea fans, you know how it is. Comes on. He has a really, really good game. I think interlinking with Declan Rice. There was some nice play off the left-hand side. Box crashing, coming off of the right wing. Really nice. I think Saka was quite unlucky not to get one in that way from that Declan Rice drive through the middle. So there was so much. I think Marino as well, dropping in, playing false 9 role, picking up in the pivot, like I've said, was really, really nice to see. So when we're talking about Arsenal and we're talking about the next level for this team, I think on the pitch, in terms of 90 minutes, 11 players from the start, you can trust anyone. But now we've got the cavalry. You want to bring on a Madueke? We can do it. Want to bring on a Martinelli? You can do it. Trossard went off injured, and I wasn't too upset. Obviously, I think Trossard's been phenomenal, but I knew the quality that was coming onto the pitch of Madueke, and we needed that running profile. He provided it in the second half, and we absolutely swept the floor with Bayern Munich. Let us not just sugarcoat it. Second half, different class. We look onto Chelsea, which is going to be a huge game, a difficult game, but I have every faith in these guys that we can be able to turn that game into something into our favour. But anyway, that's it for now. Hope you've enjoyed, and on to next time. Peace.